Yeah, I just want to be the greatest.
This video is brought to you by Patreon show sponsor, your friend and mine, The Third Era, and his wife, Leslie Arambula. She's an author, a teacher, and an editor. If you need any of your work edited, please check out our website, lesliearambula.com. I will leave a link in the description below. It's your boy Hi-Fi Vega back again. Please excuse the peeling nose and forehead. I just got back from the beach, but we're testing the Zapco ST-6x today. It's a big 6-channel amp, 100 watts by 6 at 4 ohms and 150 watts by 6 at 2 ohms. So we're going to put it on the bench, see how it does, and then let's listen to it and see what we think about it. So let's just get straight to it. Let's hook this thing up and see what kind of power it puts out, and then we'll check it out, see what the guts look like, and we'll listen to it. Before we get it all hooked up, let's talk about the features and the price. It's available for around $499 currently. It has 4-gauge power and ground inputs. It has a selectable 2, 4, and 6-channel RCA input. That's very, very useful. It also has a bandpass crossover on the second set of channels, so you can run a mid-bass. Very nice feature. It also has a spot for a bass knob or bass remote or gain knob or whatever it is for all your bass head needs. Outside of that, I think it's a fairly good looking amp. It's a clean, simple design. So let's hook this thing up to the DD-1. Let's get the gain set, and then we'll see what kind of power this thing makes. We're going to start off with the 8 ohms mono test. It's simulating 4 ohm stereo. All channels are driven. We're using a 1 kilohertz track. We're rated 100 watts by 6. We're looking for 200 watts on this run. We fell short on this run. We got 156 watts at 14.38 volts, pulled 75.6 amps. Not very efficient, my friends. Onto the 4 ohms mono test. We're simulating 2 ohm stereo where we are rated 150 watts by 6, so we're looking for 300 watts on this run. Alright, we only got 226 watts at 14.36 volts, pulled 93 amps, making it around 50% efficient. Not too good. Let's see what this thing looks like on the inside and see if that impresses more than the numbers did. Now we're going to get into some listening tests. I'm going to use a few tracks you do know, maybe a few tracks you don't know, and we'll see how it goes. Let me kind of walk you around the setup. We are going to be using 2 8 ohm bookshelf speakers, the Sonys that I typically use. Those will be on the front channels, and then we'll just have the sub on the rear 5 and 6 channel, and channel 3 and 4 won't even be loaded. We won't even mess with them. So let's get to the listening test. I'll kind of show you the setup as we go. The current setup, we got the Zapco on the bench. Been playing with it all day, and it's not too warm. We got the Sonys hooked up, the bookshelves, like I said, 8 ohm stereo to the front channels. Got the Savard Hi-Q hooked up to the rear channels, the 5 and 6 channel. Let's get this camera up on a tripod and see how this thing sounds. See what you think about it. Alright, before we jump into the listening test, I want to kind of show you visually, if I can, how far we are away from these speakers. To the camera, you're a little over 4 foot, about 54 inches, and we are 53 inches from that side, and roughly 48 inches from the subwoofer. So let's get into listening test. What do you say we see how hot this thing has gotten? And honestly, it is barely warm. I've done all my dyno tests. I've done the listening test. And, you know, it's not hot at all. But let's put the heat gun on it and see what we get. .90 degrees at the most that I'm seeing. So far, the highest I've seen is 91.4. So this amp stays very cool, even though it didn't really make the power ratings. I thought it sounded pretty good. I mean, I actually thought it sounded really good. So overall, I would say that the power ratings are a disappointment, but the amp itself is pretty good in my opinion. It's a nice amp. It's a big 6-channel. You know, it's supposed to be 100 watts by 6, and it didn't quite meet that rating. And you have to get it down to 2 ohms stereo, in fact, to get that rating, or just over. But yeah, you know, it's a decent amp. It's a good sound quality amp. As far as the power output, I'm definitely disappointed. And we've seen this before from the ST line. In particular, I will leave a link below. Ryan has done a video, and D has done a video of the bigger, more expensive, the $1,200 amp that came in just short. So yeah, that's what it is. I think it's a pretty cool amp. I like it. It gives you some versatility. The power rating is just disappointing, and that's about it. You know, I think it looks good. I keep saying big amp, but it's actually quite compact for the 6 channels and everything that you get. Matter of fact, we can measure it right now so you'll know the dimensions. We are right at 18 1/4 long, if you count the ends. About 6 1/4 width, and 2 1/4 high. So not too bad at all. If you've been looking at this amp and your main goal is sound quality, I think you are good to go. It's a good purchase for that. If you are looking at this amp to put the 100 watts at 4 ohm stereo to 6 speakers, you're probably not going to get that. I mean, we've seen you're not going to get that. But as always, the choice is up to you. I think it's a good sounding amp. So until the next video, I appreciate all of you who take the time to like, subscribe, and share my videos. Talk in the comments. Let me know what you think about this amp. Is it a good value? Where do you see this amp in the pantheon of amps out there? Specifically 6 channels. This is the second 6 channel I have tested, and both of them fell short. I expected it from the MB Corp, but to be honest with you, I really didn't expect it out of the Zapco, even though I've seen them fall a little short. So That's it, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Shout out to all my Patreon supporters, but I want to give a special shout out to the $6 or more members: 2001 Monolithic, The Third Era, G Nava, Joaquin Juarez, Paul Smith, Byron Chambliss, The Cardio Guy, Jason Zemer, Travis McClendon, Brandon Hanna, William Berg, Boxboy Audio Sound Solutions, and Jesus Tires. For as little as $2 a month, you can join the team and get exclusive Patreon-only content not available on YouTube. So if you want to help your boy out, check me out at patreon.com/hi-fi-vega.
Oh, 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 oh.
Okay, this time we're going to run the test unloaded. We only have one side hooked up over here, so we're going to see if we get a better result that way, just to kind of show you guys the difference. So let's unpause it. $271 watts, 14.39 volts, pulled 47.3 amps.
Do that to me one more time. Once is never enough with a man like you.